furry episode of me coughing, no good dawning. And welcome to Thursday, and today we DoorDash. Oh, there we go. There's my Moldavite. I lost my ankh. So I don't know where it went. These things can happen, but so we will find my ankh, or I'll have to replace it. But it's been a week and I haven't seen it anywhere around here. But who knows? Favorite. So I did just post the hands: the air hand, water hand, fire hand, and earth, water, fire, and air, wind. Earth, wind, and fire. The cards on YouTube there, so on the community page. So if you want to check those out for our exploration into palmistry, today we will be looking at, and we're going numerically with the cards here, so 11 and 12. The Mount of Mars, inner and outer, so we'll be looking at that. We're going to work with the amethyst today. And Henny, if you want to grab your amethyst there as well. And we have the Hero's Journey deck. I went to Boulder yesterday. I was going to get a new deck, and SWAT team was out and about. Could not get to where I wanted to go in Boulder, so I'm going to leave here right after the show, drive to Boulder, and then be back in time for Victor's Truth Wave and then DoorDash. But I couldn't get to where I wanted to go in Boulder yesterday as I pulled in, and the SWAT team had the everybody in the store. If the SWAT team's still there, then they spent the night in the store. Good for them, right? SWAT teams can be there for hours and sometimes days, as we know, right? So favor that they're not, but if the SWAT team's still there, then nobody went to work in that whole neighborhood, and the store is locked down. At least it was last night. So that was my universe there. Never actually went to a store that I couldn't. I've been to a place a few times where you couldn't park. Like there was a movie theater that had like 1,000 parking spaces too little back in the, like 2008, 9, 10, when people did go to the movies in droves. Before you had to register for a seat, right? You just go to pick a ticket and go, right? Yeah. And so the movie theater had like 1,000 parking spaces too little, and so you couldn't go to they couldn't fill the theater because you couldn't park. So it was like a mistake. So people would like park down the street, walk in neighborhoods, so they never a sellout at the theater, but there was never a parking space either. So, all right. So let's do a couple of energy. Let's do some energy work here. See who's in the chat first. Care Bear, good dawning. My little girl just decided she was tired and fell asleep on the floor. It's funny how kids can do that. I've done it. I've slept on the floor for like a month. Just to straighten out my back and all that. Laura, good dawning. Welcome. LetSpiritGuide.com, Laura's website. If you're not familiar with who Laura is, check out our replay from Tuesday. She is our resident tarot and oracle, and Laura is fire. She's more accurate. She's the queen. I mean, she's just intuitive. It's amazing. So check her out. Check out our website, LetSpiritGuide.com. If you need energetics that you don't want to publish on YouTube for sure, or just you need energetics outside of waiting till Tuesday and getting one question answered. What did you do that they had to call in the SWAT? Nothing. I pulled up and there's the whole neighborhood's like roped off. I didn't take any pictures or anything. I was just like, fudge. So yeah, that's the first. How many of you have ever been to a store or tried to go somewhere and you couldn't because of the SWAT team? Swatting incidents in general have been insane over the past couple of weeks in the United States. We're not going into that. That would revolve. Or if we had a Rumble channel, we might do that. But otherwise, yeah, lots of people who are getting swatted by D, and it's all over the country. And so now they made it a federal offense. Basically, if you swat somebody, it's a federal crime. If you swat somebody illegally now, I think they turned it into a federal crime because it's the swatting incidents have been off the chisel. There's one guy I watch on YouTube who has been swatted like 7 times. I don't watch him anymore, but it was political. So, but yeah, he swatted like 7 times. Fatima, good dawning. Blessings, Josh, and all you lovelies here. Sending love, light. No, oh, we love you, Fatima. Welcome. Grateful to have you from the great north. Anybody? And you will not be we're not going. I'm not part of the old Steal Canada and make 51st. Canada, you are a free nation, mostly owned by the Queen and the Queen's highways, right? It always slipped me out. If you buy a house in Canada, you're buying the property off of the Queen, so you're buying the rights or the King now. the right to use the property from the king. So yeah, that's kind of an because Canada, like the Queen's Highway, or now the King's Highways, I guess, but the Queen's Highways, she ceded the land so that they could build the highways in Canada. Kind of always flipped me out how it's all owned by the British Empire, like all the land, and it's weird. All right, Millie, that would be nice and fun. One of my favorite movie book stories is Ray's Occult from Ghostbusters. Movie bookstores. Oh, movie bookstore. Ray's Occults from there we go. Not in my lifetime. I never saw a SWAT team. There's people. I've seen a SWAT team twice in Boulder. It's the only time I've ever seen. When I went to Dead and Company, right? In 2023, 22, 23, 22. They had machine gun nests. Literally sandbagged machine gun, no 50 caliber machine guns. I swear. I can get witnesses. 50 caliber machine guns sitting up there, aimed at the not the crowd, but the people waiting in line. So they fenced in the whole Boulder, the Colorado, the stadium where there you go, Mark and Mindy, where Mark is standing on the goalpost in the end of Mark and Mindy there. That's the stadium where they do the football stadium, where they do the concerts. And so yeah, they had it ringed with machine gun nests. So there's like 450 caliber machine gun nests and people walking around in SWAT with M16s at a Grateful Dead concert, walking around. This is Boulder, so yeah. So it doesn't surprise me. The only place I'd see the SWAT team outside of that would be otherwise would be Boulder, right? So yeah. All right. So let me change the chat filter. I don't know why they do that. They set the chat filter up for there we go. Just the top messages. So if you're not knowing what you're doing there, I know, right? It was steep. It's a Grateful Dead concert, for crying out loud. So they banned vending, and they say if we catch you vending, it's 10 years. Boom, we're red. Because they used to have vending there, right? So they banned all Shakedown Street, and then instead of banning, just making it, people milling around and hanging out, it was cops standing with machine guns telling you to get in line and not walk around. It was insane. I mean, literally, I've never been approached by somebody in a helmet and knee pads and elbow pads and the whole military gear and a machine gun. Get in line. Literally poking their way. Get in line. It was crazy. But yeah, that's Boulder for you. So, especially for a concert with a bunch of right. And so I get in line, right? It gets even crazier because it's Boulder, and the lady in line is like stealing people's like weed vapes. She's like, which is not because now I know somebody works for that company, right? And it's not their policy, but the lady in the line where she was taking people's weed vapes and just tossing them into this bag, like, no, you can't have that, which is illegal. Not legal for the venue we were at. So yeah, it was just crazy all the way around. But yeah, so all right, so let's get started here. We'll clear some energies here, and yeah, no SWAT team in my universe, and I've never seen the SWAT team, and except for yesterday, and then when I went to the Dead concert. I saw SWAT team once, Laura B. I saw SWAT team once in Manchester, New Hampshire. When I was driving back with my son from a college visit. They were turning cars around and telling someone to come out with their hands up like a movie. Yeah, it seemed like, and as I'm driving away, right? So then the Boulder battle tank, I guess, you know how it was when they militarized the police when I'm not saying certain president here gave away military equipment to the police. So yeah, they came down and it was like this Humvee SUV tank sort of thing, not like the Ram. Get the tank, like in Die Hard where they try to ram the front door with the tank. This looked more like an armored personnel carrier. I have no idea. And with machine gun mount on the top, it was crazy. And so this guy comes wheeling down. Yeah, craziness in Boulder last night, to say the least. I'm curious to see the news. Boulder charges you, though. You can't see the news in Boulder. The Boulder newspaper charges you per article. So, unless you get a subscription, you can pay like $1 to read an article, or you can get a subscription, and then you can read them unlimited. But yeah. So I guess we won't find. I guess I can go on Reddit or something and try to find out what happened in Boulder yesterday. But all right, Chloe, good dunning. Speaking of Chloe, we are like $90, and I didn't post it. It's on my community page, and we're gonna clear this off. If I have to go DoorDash and just shove it in the account, but or make the donation myself. But $90, guys, we're close to clearing it, and let's meet this goal. I'm not gonna close it out being $90 short. We added extra money, and so that's why it's taking longer. But if you guys want to help clear it out, anybody who did donate, God bless you and thank you. Really, you're reaching out and helping somebody else's universe there, and it'll come back to you tenfold. So if you want to help Chloe there finish off what we started, it's like about $100 or really close. It's like 82% filled or something. It's right there. So if you guys can help, that would be blessed. We'd be certainly grateful, and we can clear this out. I'll send another email blast out tomorrow, and as well, if I owe you like a reply on a comment that you might have made on the channel as well, those will be out tomorrow when I'm at work on Friday. I'm slow. Once I get to catch up, though, then I just do it daily, but I got to catch up. So tomorrow at work, I will do all that and look for more work as well. So, yeah. So let's cut the Hero's Journey cards, then we'll do some energy clearing as well and see what we've got. We used to be able to read all the newspapers for free at the library. Those wooden sticks. Yeah, I guess you still can, but Boulder, I don't think Boulder does it daily. It's just an internet news. I think they do a weekly print, but I don't think they print daily anymore. I do remember that. Yeah, you used to be able to go and read like the New York Times or the Tokyo if you could read. Back in the day when things were different, when the Matrix was more the Matrix. Yeah, you could read like the Wall Street Journal or like the Pakistan Times at certain. I don't even know how they get the copies of those daily newspapers. I guess they print them off locally, but at least back in the day. All right, so cut the cards here and see what we get for energy. And this will also help to see what we want to clear for today as well. And so, yeah, close your eyes for a moment, reach in and see what we got. All right, so for energy today, Karen, number 500, down yonder street. I had a triple dash to Dacono just the last time I dashed. I was like looped in. I couldn't get out of Dacono, actually. I kept getting dashes that looped me back in, which is fine. It's great. I'm dashing anywhere in the North Range here, but it's just kind of funny. I'm like, am I going to end up seeing Karen? All right. So for today, they're asking you to stop and take in the view. And in this case, it would be it's backwards there. So if you can read that forward, so you get a mirror, right? Remirror it. But stop and take in the view. It'd be card number 37, which translates to a 7, 8, 9, 10, or a 1. So 1, you. So take stock of the treasures you've earned. Yeah, sometimes I wake up in the soup, and it's like, so this is a really good card for me to take stock where I'm at versus where I've been, and at least the energies that I'm willing to put out versus whether it's changing, whether there's change or not is another story, but at least I'm willing to put the energies out there and meet my universe head on, whether anything's changing. I favor, but at least I'm willing to meet it head on. All right, exactly. I'm going to fall off the chair. As I said, I'm willing to meet my universe head on. I'm getting up doing what I need to do, right? So you are invited to, are you ready? Suit up and show up and open up. So I am showing up, but see if anything else does. So 9, card number 9, cycle change as well. Ooh, really good number for this card. And this guy who just moved in has got a motorcycle. And he will sit here and rev this motorcycle for 3 hours at a time. I don't understand it. And he's burning out his engine here, but he will start this bike up and sit on it for like 2 hours, revving it before he drives off. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He'd burn up a motorcycle engine. Suit up, show up, and open up. Number 9. Plus, you don't want to hear him once you hear a smelling motorcycle for 2 hours. But breadcrumbs of bliss is the next card. Number 11 translates to a 2 or 11 if you want to hold it as a number card. 11. Heed your pleasure principle. So it's asking you to find some bliss in your universe, however that is, for yourself. Heeding your pleasure principle. And then we're not talking about the Janet Jackson song Pleasure Principle either. Right, now I got that stuck in my head. It's the principles of pleasure, right? Clear audience is fun because whenever you hear something wrapped into a song title, clear audio, instantaneously the song will play in your head. All right, 28. So it's 8, 9, 10 or 1. Ocean of motion. Find a safe place to express your true feelings. So whatever your true feelings are, we don't hope you're giving fake feelings there, but sometimes you Yeah, if somebody says to you, like, for example, does this dress look good on me? Your true feelings might be, gosh, you look terrible. But your outward thought, words might be, yeah, it looks great. Or maybe it's not the most flattering dress for you, but you would never want to say, yeah, it looks terrible. So express your truth. Find a safe place to express your truth. Don't express your truth in an unsafe manner, right? All right. So let's recap here. Now we're up to 15 in chat. All right. So stop and take in the view. Number 37 or 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have two tens here. 10 is change as well in your universe. One of my friends would say, looks good on you, but I wouldn't wear it. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, so that's like walking the finest of lines, right? So stop and take in the view. There goes, he's redlining his bike here. No wonder why he was out with wrenches the other day. But this guy will run his bike for 3 hours before he drives off, revving it. And I don't know what he's doing. All right. You are invited. He redlined it the other day and it sounded really bad. It started coughing. I don't know. Anyways, I guess he just likes to sit on it. There he goes, finally. I've been out there for like 2 hours. You are invited. Number 9, suit up, show up, and open up. All right, number 11 again, breadcrumbs of bliss. So heed your pleasure. Find your pleasure, however that is for you. And not in the Janet Jackson's, only if you want to listen to it. 28, 8, 9, 10. So we had two 10s and an 11. So there's something changing. And it's got to, in my universe, you can only do so much outward before something either has to change or you're just like, maybe I'm just blocked. I have no idea. But you can put out 230 resumes, right? And get no callbacks. Something's up. And the resume, I run my resume through their AI resume checker, right? Through Indeed's AI, which resume check, and it came out with like 5 stars. So who knows? Ocean of emotion. So find a safe place to express your feelings. So stop and take in the view, right? You can do it that way. So if you take in the view, so for me it would be going by the lake or into the mountains, sort of. You don't want to go too high. There's still a little snowy. When you get up to about 9,000 feet, you'll start seeing snow on the road or on the corners. And then if you don't have chains after about that, even now, it could be a little hairy. This weekend it will be because we're going back into the 40s and we're getting snow again. So we go from 83 degrees today to 48 on Saturday with snow. Gotta love it. So, all right. One of my friends would say, yeah, we get that. I'd rather hear the truth. Great response, Victor. All ones. I know. So something big, ones are represent you, and your zero is the universe. One represents you. Yeah, and you had mentioned there, Victor, you wanted to ask in the chat there. You sent me. So yeah, feel free to ask away anything in my chat there at any time. Right? The chat, our chat, at any time. All right, so let's cut some energy here. So if in this case we are needing to stop and take in the view and find some ocean of emotion, we are going to let's ground into cutting cords from things that we've done where we were blocked, rebuffed. The universe, no energy. It died. It just died out. And so we never cleared the energy, right? So if you had a friendship, for example, that just faded away, right? Like 1 minute you're talking, the next like 6 months later, and you never call again. That's dead energy, but it's still hanging in your universe. Maybe you started a project, a passion project, whatever it was, and you didn't finish it, right? And we've done this before, but we're going to cut cords to anything in our universe. Even thoughts, right? I want to do this, but we never did. Anything that could be blocking us in any form or fashion, whatever you figure a block in your universe to be, whether it's negative thinking or otherwise as well, we're going to cut those energies out of our frame today, and we're going to not going to do a recall. We're just going to cut those energies out of our frame, and then we'll work on our palmistry here. So from our end, then, in order to cut cords, it's real simple. Imagine the situation and erase it. You can do it like a physical imagination of that situation, and you can erase it from your memory. You can put names or situations on a blackboard in your mind, like Bart Simpson writing out at the beginning of The Simpsons, and you can erase it that way. You can write it on paper if you want and ball it up and pitch it, throw it away, set it on fire. If you're near the beach, you can put you want a really fun way to clear some energy, put somebody's name in the sand right at the beach there, and then just walk away. Let the water take him out. That's and Jared, yes, he was live this dawning as well. So check out his fire homa. There's homa this morning, and he's doing a fire homa tomorrow. Did you already put it in there? 9 p.m. Oh wow, okay. So he's doing a fire helmet tomorrow at 9 p.m. I think is that Eastern time. I'll post it like I always do in the channel. And as well, like if you go to the community page, I put the air hand, fire hand, water hand, and earth hand cards on the community page. One looks the fire hand looks a little crooked, but you get the whole card. I have to cut it off to get the whole card. You don't get the bottom of the card, so it doesn't look like the whole card's there, but they're there. So yeah, check those out. I'll keep posting them if anybody's reading them or not. That's up to you guys. But we have 50 cards to 50 days worth if we do 2 cards a day generally to go through there. So. All right, so let's cut some cords. Take a deep breath in as we breathe in. We'll breathe in all possibilities as we breathe out. Whatever you want to cut energetically, we breathe the energy of it out as well. So just whatever has been blocking you, and really this is going to be up to you, whatever's been blocking you, projects you've started that haven't completed, ideas you've had, downloads you got that you never acted on, anything like that, friendships that walked away. We're just cleaning up dangling participles in our universe and anything that's hanging out in our universe today. And so whatever you want to clear in that aspect, maybe there's an argument you had with somebody, hopefully not, and you walked away and it's not cleared, or there's broken energy with you and somebody, you want to clean that up. You can do that, releasing the broken energy as well. Just donated. Oh, thank you, Care Bear. God bless you. Have 2 kids too. You got a busy universe there, and raising kids is eminently more pricey than it was when we were kids, for sure. Imagine I cannot imagine being a mom and to just pay for diapers and nowadays, favor, big favor there, for sure. All right, so take a deep breath in, breathe in with me, hold it for 4 seconds. We'll cycle our breath and breathe out. Thank you, Care Bear. Really, breathe in. Exactly. We just want to get it over. At this point, I just want to see it cleared off the deck, so to speak. It's like, all right, project complete. I help, and at this point, I could drop dead knowing at least in this case, and maybe one other for sure. I help somebody to start their universe, but we don't want to drop dead until we at least get the money transferred to Chloe. So eventually, Chloe, you'll get a text from me saying I'm going to need you to fill out this form that I'm going to send you, and then you have to put your bank account information in. But haven't talked to Scotty since late last night. All right. So take another deep breath in. And release. And one more. And breathe in. All right. So we're going to take a minute. Whatever you want to cut as cords, if there's frustration, you make that decision on your own at this point. Whatever is frustrating you in your universe, if there's something hanging out there that you want to get rid of, whatever it might be for you in your universe, go ahead and cut those cords. So we'll go ahead and do so. And take a minute. Whatever is frustrating for you, like my job search has been frustrating. I'm not going to lie after over 200 resumes and almost 0 callbacks, knowing that I do know that 40% of the job applications are actually fake. And that's true. You can look that up. That's crazy. Yeah. All right, so we're cutting cords from anything and everything that's frustrating in our universe, whatever it might be, anything that's not complete. Like my project going to Boulder yesterday, which will complete here and then be back by 11:30 for the show. All right, so you can keep cutting cords. Suzette Good Dunning, and you are most welcome. Hey, anything and you know what? It's the energy of it, right? So not only the cool thing about the Chloe's Crystals deal is that we all now have a stake in it's a family bit, right? We're all part of the energy of helping Chloe, and so every time Chloe sends out a crystal, there's a little bit. Whoever donates, whoever has donated, there's a little bit of your energy mixed into that transaction, and it may not have happened without your help. So. Dora, good dawning. Welcome. Grateful to see you here. Bonnie, I'm delivering diapers, etc., to my niece who's due next month on my way right now. And what episode have we ever talked about the price of diapers, right? Where have I ever said the word diaper, let alone any? No coincidences. There's never any coincidences, but so yeah. All right, so let's look at the, this is the palm deck that I got. I'm going to post the Palm deck, a link to it as well, in Amazon or in the Zoom or in the community page. Thank you. I got to find it on Amazon. But, so if you want to buy the deck, it's less than $20 for sure. It's probably less than 10. But that's the deck, Palm reading cards. I got it on a Black Friday deal for $5 off Amazon. Back when I had Prime. Discover your future, the palm of your hands. So all right. So I will post. These are made in. Where are these made? Oh, in the UK. Okay. All right. So today's cards, the Mount of Mars. So we're going by the numbers. So somebody kindly pointed out that I was out of number there, and so we're going by the numbers. And so this would be the Mount of Mars. The Mount of Mars is the small piece of flesh that folds when the thumb moves if it is firm to the touch. So that's this piece of flesh. Fleshy, fleshy. That's your Mount of Mars right there. Fleshy, fleshy, flesh. That right there. So your Mound of Mars. All right. So the Mound of Mars, and it shows it right there. If it is firm to the touch, this means you are physically courageous. If this mound is soft and spongy, it means you lack self-confidence. So, on this hand, your right hand dominant, you want to squish. So, squishy. So if it's hard, mine's squishy. I'm not going to lie. So yeah. So if it's squishy, okay, so maybe I lack I have no idea. I probably do in some aspects. I'm not going to lie. Self-confidence is not... And then they have the outer as well. So, we don't want to do that. There we go. Get the chat moving. All right, squishy, exactly. All right, so the outer one, the outer is situated between the head and the heart line. So your heart line is, that's your marriage line. There's your, so it's centered in between, it's like right in here. Coffee stayed on my hand. Down here is actually your heart line. So in that, it's like right down here. Here's your heart line right there, and then there. All right. So this mound is situated between the head and heart line. A firm mound shows you have stamina. A weak mount can show bad judge of character. So again, so the mount would be right over here. We're showing it in the squishy part right in here. So a firm mount shows you have stamina. Again, I'm squishy. So, but so are you? Where are you pushing? Can you do that again? Yeah, absolutely. So they're showing the mound. I know we're learning this together here, right? So they're showing the mount to be right here in the outer part of your, and you always want to use your dominant hand, guys. So if you're left-handed or right-handed, don't think we've met. So yeah, so it's right into, which would be like right there. Squishy part. And my hands are squishy. I'm sorry, they're not firm. But so I will post these later on today, and we will get caught up with all the cards there. But there we go. So that's where you want to, right there. If it's squishy, then apparently what they're saying, I mean, these are all traits. And whether it's you have a weak mount, it can show bad judge of character. If it's a firm mount, it shows you have stamina. So there you go. This is me. I'm firm with not squishing them. So then, of course, don't forget the inner mount again, which is right here, that mount. And mine, when you put your thumb together, the inner mount right up here when you close your hand, move your thumb. So that would be the mount backwards, right over here. If it's squishy, and you can feel the mount right there. So if it's squishy, right there, then you have, yeah, mine's squishy. So then you, if it's squishy, then that means you're soft and spongy, means you lack self-confidence. But if it's not, then you have self-confidence. So I will post these today, and we can learn together. We'll learn palms. And these are the cards from yesterday, just a quick rebuff, or we go over here. The air hand. And remember, the air hand was square palms and long fingers. They're innovative and practical, strong intuition, logical and reasonable, sociable, inquisitive, and easy to get along with. So you have an air hand, then you're easy to get along with, and that would be a square palm and long fingers. These are on the community page. If you have a fire hand, which would be a long palm and short fingers, so if your palm is long and short, then you're adventurous, you seek a challenge, you're independent, you're gregarious and generous, you enjoy attention, and you like to initiate your universe. You don't let others, you initiate for yourself. All right, and again, the earth hand, and eventually we'll have like 50 cards out. We won't go over all of them. Just the cards the day before. Busy earth hand is square palm, short fingers, and that would be busy and reliable, down to earth, organized, methodical, drawn to stability, impatient and suspicious, and easily roused. So you could be put into a fight, and you're dragged into a fight easily. All right, water hand, long palm and long fingers, so it's equally long. Sensitive and gentle, soft-spoken and empathic, dreamy and creative. So you'd have a very good divine feminine. Refined and imaginative, intuitive, and introverted. So these are posted. That would be the water hand. These are posted on the community page. So if you're not sure which hand you are, you can check those cards out. And I will continue to post on the daily. So we'll get the Mounds of Mars posted. And tomorrow we'll be in, we'll put these backwards. Make sure the deck does not get out of order here, right? So we're doing it backwards here, 2 first. There we go. All right, so then after that we have the Mounds of Jupiter as well. So lots of mounds in your hand here. But we'll follow the deck to the numbers here. And so I'll keep these two out and post these on the community page today. Sometime later today. All right. So let's channel. Let's see who comes through here. And we'll do a channeling here. And we'll work with the amethyst as well. And see what we get here. That's nice, Kenya. I missed the one short one all around. Long fingers, even though I am short. That's a lot of short people. I have short fingers and a long palm, bigger palm, square palm too. So, but a lot of people have who are short have longer fingers and a shorter palm too. That's mine too, short all around. Generally, I'm short in every which. 5'3.5". I used to be 5'4", or 5'4" and change, but you lose about 2 inches in your universe over time. Your spine compresses. That's why you also want to sleep. Somebody mentioned sleeping on the floor. And that's one of the reasons why I actually do, like once a month or twice a month, I'll sleep flat out on the floor on my back, so I roll out my spine. It's not the best night of sleep, but it's good for your spine to unroll that out and give it a good flattening there. Back to life, back to reality, back to soul. I love the way you want me. I love the way you need me. I love that song. So yeah, there we go. Good song. That's like when I was in high school. What year is it? 92, 91? Good stuff. All right. Let's see who comes through here. We're going to channel. And I have no idea what we'll channel or anything. I'm 5'3". Yeah, you know what's weird? A lot of us here, we have so much in common. It's like a good portion, not all of us, of course. A good portion of us are short. Go figure. Good portion of us are dealing with narcissistic abuse. Most of us are. In some form or fashion. Go figure. So there's a lot of in commons that we have here, but approximately 88. Oh wow, okay. The song came out in 88. Good lord, it doesn't sound like an 80s song. It sounds more like an early 90s song. But maybe it was the beginning of the usher in of that whole early 90s hip hop sort of deal that came in, and when I was in high school there with the rap and D Oceans, Deep Woo, good dunning, D Oceans, welcome. Karma, good dunning as well. All right, so let's channel here. I don't know who we're going to channel here. If anybody, I'm 5'3.5", the exact same height as me. And I might even be 5'3" at this point. I honestly don't know. But yeah, here's an interesting story. My dad wanted, My dad, and gratefully he did not, because there was a lot of issues that people started developing from this. But back in the day when they started doing, if your kid's too short, we could do growth hormones. So my father actually drops of Jupiter train. There you go. But he tried to do growth hormones. He wanted to give me growth hormones, and no dizzle. Thankfully, it didn't. It never happened. But people who end up with leukemia and all kinds of this issues from the first batch of when they just allowed for human growth hormones to be given to like midget people who are short, under tall. There we go. That's a legal statement, but a legal definition. But we'll say under tall. So anybody who's under tall, right? The doctor was like, "Yeah, he's going to be short, so we could do that." And thankfully, not because it caused all kind of medical issues. The first go arounds there, and yeah, I like being short, anyways. Let's see. I can go places most people we can go places most people can't. And honestly, we I can reach most things anyways. I've learned how to overcompensate by climbing counters or jumping or what have you. But I can still get under things people can't. I can lower center of gravity too, right? So there you go. But I get to go buy my clothes in the children's department. All of my pants come from the children's department. So I buy Levi's jeans for $20, $25. Um, yeah, all of my dress pants come from the children's department. Husky works great. Husky size. I was 5'2" when I could stand stand straight. When I could stand up straight now. Chloe, thank you, and raise the vibration in my home. My husband and I love watching your crystal show. Yeah, so Chloe, we finally did get Chloe paid from the last crystal show there, so grateful. And so we will end up with a chunk of amethyst and some thank you for the shungite there as well. And Krista, we love you. And Krista, of course, is live at the top of the hour on the daily now. Who doesn't like watching Chloe's crystals? And even when Chloe has her website up, running, and jamming, guess what? We will still, but then she can point to her website. We'll still be using Chloe's crystals, and we'll still be, of course, hosting Chloe on the channel as well. So instead, you can just go and buy it directly then at that point, without having to send Chloe an email. But all right, finally, we'll get to channeling here. If you've not seen me channel before, I am an open channel, so I channel without having to do any toning or anything, and been channeling for over a year now, and so yeah, I channel Saint Germain, Raphael, Archangel Raphael, Goddess Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, White Buffalo, Calf Woman, Archangel Michael. I do channel him. I just don't do it too often because the energy is just it's a lot of energy for the heart, and anybody who channels in general, it's a lot of energy. What doesn't sell can go to the site. Guess what? I can still do good dunning. You bet your butt you can still do good, and you will. And then you let me know whenever you're ready, Chloe. Every other Saturday's been working great. I know this Saturday, I think PG and Krista, if I am correct in my memories, are going live directly after Victor, but maybe we'll set up and Krista's channel. Oh, there we go, Krista. Okay. And Krista's channel, yes. And then I am live with the Round Table. We are going the not the Knights of the Round Table. If you've played that game or not on Planet Earth. And we'll get into all that as well. I watched the channel, and I think Millie posted on her community page there. This place is a little bit, you just have to wake up a little bit more. You see things here, like if you think that you're from the Knights of the Round Table, there's a lot of people who are from the Knights of the Round Table. It's not just a half dozen or the dozen that were there. Why? Because you can't, and this is where it gets goofy, and you have to take it for what it is, but you can come back in time and be whomever and wherever. So if you want to be part of the Knights of the Round Table, when you drop dead, you set the intention with your council of elders to do what? I want to come back and be part of the Knights of the Round Table. So guess what you do? Because this is a non-localized toroidal field. It's a toroidal field that does not have any there's no time frame, right? It's an open energetic field. You can come back in any space and any time you choose, right? So if you want to play the game of going into Merlin, here's where the channeling will come across. You want to play the game of being part of the Merlin crew or the Knights of the Round Table or any of that, then you decide that's what you want to do, and you come back and create that, live that universe. It's really kind of that's just that simple. All of us here are living what? The Ascension universe. Welcome. This is the Grand Ascension. This is where so we've taken the Ascension path. We're playing that game on planet Earth, whether it's there's lots of games that are being played in lots of different spaces and lots of different times within this toroidal field. So you could come back tomorrow and decide that you want to be part of the founding fathers, right? So you want to find America, right? So and be part of that. So maybe you want to be Paul Revere. So you come back and create yourself as the energy of and live right through that as if it was real for you, and you're in that space and time. These are just definitely distinct possibilities here, and I'm beginning to see that more and more. And if you check out, and it's posted on Millie's page, so I forgot the name of the channel. I'll have to remember and bring it up again tomorrow, but check that out there. There is reasonings for all these things, like, oh, you might have had a life in Lumeria. Well, sure. If you want to be a Lumerian, then you come back and you enter that energy and you become that now, but you're back in that space and time because time doesn't really exist. All space and time is happening at the same time, always. So you can just jump right into wherever you choose. Yeah, it's in it. Thank you, Lorette. I appreciate that. So for myself, I've been on the let's do this ascension path. So I'm on the earth, standing on the earth right now as a non-localized toroidal field, as the ascension earth, right? So we have this, and we're all doing the same. But then we decided, what's even goofier is, did we not then decide for all of us? Thank you, Millie. There's her post is right there. Definitely watch this video. She's kind of fire. And did we all not then decide then to play the ascension game in some form of fashion together, as we are doing right now? I haven't seen Scotty play this morning, but otherwise, are we playing this game together as one bigger energy? Individually, of course, but as one bigger energy as well. And did we decide this? I can't click it. I don't know. Property tax. Where property tax? But did we? That'll teach you to show you where you live real quick. Property tax will show you. Immediately square up your toroidal field if you don't pay your property tax. But no. So yeah. So from this end, take a look around in your universe. What did you really decide? And if you go back in your and we've all had lifetimes in Avalon and this and that, but so is almost everybody else. There's only so many games to play, right? So we play the Egyptian game, and then we pick up on Isis and all that, and we've played that, right? And then we play the Avalon game, and we've all played. So we've been on the Knights of the Round Table, and I've had the visions, the Akashic visions. There you go, of seeing certain of us in the chat, running around shooting arrows and playing in that game. And so the question is, what game did you choose? And that's a real good question here. So we'll bring in Saint Germain here to kind of go over this a little further here. We can just send him love anyways, okay? I'm doing ascension too. Exactly. And we all are. We're all decided to do the ascension path because that's what we're here to do right now. So we're on that earth. It's going to get goofier. We're on that earth timeline that is in the ascension timeline. So we will be part of that new earth because we're choosing. Now, when you die, you could say, I'm done with the ascension path. I want to go and be a race car driver, right? So then you become, maybe you want to be Shirley Muldowney, right? And so you step into that energy and you step into and relive Shirley Muldowney, or you end up living a life where you are driving a rail, right? And a drag race. So who knows? You never really know any of this, right? But that's the question: is this really? Because we're all just actors, so to speak, on a stage, right? So is this really all just a stage that we chose? And so in this case, I'm on the stage of ascent, and so it's one way to look at it, and it definitely makes a lot of sense. So check out the link that Millie posted, the video on Millie's channel there, and definitely. What's that tax? What did you put? Tax Colorado government PTC. What is a? Okay, so what is the PTC rebate? I know we get a bit of a tax break generally in Colorado, but that's a link. But dial 211 and they'll help you with that a lot more. Okay, interesting. Property tax rebate. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, property tax will show you that you don't own your property, because if you have property tax, then that means that they are taxing you for the property that you technically own. Yes, it's better than like in Costa Rica where you lease it from the government, or in Canada where you're buying it off the king. So or at least getting rights to use the land off the king. I think the king still technically owns the land. So yeah, I don't know. You need, of course, in most places in America, you don't have the mineral rights underneath your land, anyways. So when good old Jed there struck a bubble in crude, the only thing he could do is sell his property there and move on, right? Take the million for selling his property because he had no, technically would have no legal rights to the oil. You don't really own it then, do you? No, you don't. If you're paying property tax, then no, you don't own it. If you pay tax on a car, right? So you, depending on the state you're in, they'll charge you 7 or 8% of the current Kelly Blue Book value of your car, like a reselling of tax. So you just keep repaying the sales tax every year, right? Technically, then, do you own your car? If you didn't repay the sales tax, they won't repo your car though. If you don't pay the property tax, they'll come in the middle of the day when you're sitting at home. If you haven't opened your mail or checked your email, they're going to come and auction off your house and drag you out of it. So, do you own your property? Or are you just giving the king the, so to speak, in this case would be your county, the opportunity to right? So yeah, just technically, if you don't own the land, then the county does, right? Generally. Well, we'll see what happens with the taxes. What we don't really generally talk politics here, but I'll state, yeah, getting rid of taxes would be amazing because everyone would get a 30%, 23 to 30% raise. And considering how much money the government of America has given away, we don't need to collect any taxes. We've given more than that away. On an annual basis, we give more than what we collect in taxes away. So that's the reason why they're like, well, why are we collecting taxes? And we're just giving it to other countries or funding things or stealing it, right? So we don't, yeah, exactly. Oh, you can hear the birds. Yeah, there's a cardinal. Is that a robin sitting on my patio door is wide open. I'm gonna fly in, right? But there's a robin sitting on my patio right now. I usually get house finches common. So I'm sorry, I was looking at the bird. I usually get common house finches that sit out there as well. So all right, so let's bring in somebody to channel here. Yeah, my screen doesn't match. The whole frame of my patio door is cracked and broken and falling out. So one day, if they don't fix it at some point, one day I may come home to find like my entire patio frame sitting on my deck, which by the way is warped as well. So the decking, and they are fixing the decks. There's a crew running around, so it may be another couple of weeks, but they'll get to my deck. But the decking on my deck, all of the decks are wood, and they're all warped up like this. So yeah, so you could just lift up the boards and then drop down. So if I had a fire, right, I could just lift up the board and just drop down to the second floor, right, and end up on his patio if I wanted to. But yeah, because all the boards are peeled up. So when you look out my patio, all the boards are like this. You see the tops of the deck of my patio. It's crazy. Aside from Rocky Mountain National Park. I don't remember where all our birds went. Robins are seen as messengers of thank you, blessed. New beginnings and renewal, hope often associated with the arrival of spring, blessed, and a reminder to embrace positive change and let go of negativity. Thank you, Millie. Grateful. Real grateful. I do hear them around here. 11:22. All right, let's channel. All right, Saint Germain, we are grateful that you are here. We are grateful. We are channeling through Josh for you, to you today. And we say generally the same thing every day so that you know it's Saint Germain. No more Archangel Raphael. He's his own energy. We are here for you, to you today. And we are, what universe did you choose when you come to planet Earth? That's what we are going to discuss today. Josh is hitting nails on hammer and head, right? So your universe, you chose the ascension life path, right? You came down. You chose to be part of this. You are creating. If time is non-linear, right, there is no specific time, right, on your planet, then you are just standing in the now of what you perceive to be the now, whether it is the now or not, or is there really a now to begin with if you are on a toroidal field that is just pure energy? Are you seeing? When you are not here, right, when you are in the ether, you have the choice, right, to create where you want to go on this planet, what time frame, because everything is happening and continuously happening. Right now, all the time, all time. So as you are sitting here, there is a linear frame, right? Where Isis or King Tut is actually alive, right? Or where Charlie Chaplin, you can go see a Charlie Chaplin movie. That is still going on, right? So in your universe then, or you could go and hang out with the Lumerians, right? Or you could be on, you can go back to, if you want to, you can go to wherever you want. You can go to Germany and back in the way back in the days, right? You can go live in a cave back hundreds of thousands of years ago. You are creating all of this. So when you are not here and you are in your ethereal, right? In your ethereal body, you make the choice. I want to come back into the dense plane, right? But you are creating when you choose to come back into the dense earthly plane or not, right? So from your universe, are you choosing to come back as an ancient Egyptian? Are you choosing to come back on the Merlin's Round Table? Are you choosing to come back as a Chinese farmer, right? Or maybe you are coming back as a shogun warrior, right? Or you are in a Himalayan temple, sitting there in the 10th century. It is really up to you. You are the one who is creating that, and none of this is truly real to begin with. So from your universe, right, you create your own play. So for all of us here, we are creating the ascension timeline. We all understand that we are source, and we are part of the human experience that is choosing to do so at this time. There are others who are not even here. You don't see them, right? They're in the parallel universes, right? So there are people running around right now in Bolshevik Russia. There are people right now running around fighting World War II, right? And there are people creating different universes completely, right? And some Atlantis might still be alive, so to speak. You are creating all of this because this is as much as this is real, is this really real, right? And that is what we are getting at, right? The question you have to ask yourself is, if you chose the ascension timeline, then are you walking the timeline that you chose? If you chose, I'm going to part of the new earth, right? And I'm going to come back to earth. I'm not going to relive Camelot, or I'm not going to relive X, Y, or Z, or be in part of this or that, or wake up as a pirate, and maybe I'm a pirate for a lifetime, right? Running around on a ship. I'm going into the timeline of ascension. And so that's what we chose, right? So we are on the new earth timeline, and there could be lots of other timelines. Don't ever discount what people's experiences are, anything else. And even on planet Earth right now, in this current iteration of planet Earth, and there's lots of different ones, right? If you are in Merlin, you are part of Merlin, right? And you go to the Knights of the Round Table, right? And you do all that. You are still on planet Earth. You are on a different toroidal field. You're on a mirrored planet Earth that is living in that time, that mirrors that time frame where you are standing, right? This is all a show for you. It can get really, 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 really deep. So it can get very deep because you are creating this show. So for yourself, well, Josh, he created a show of ascension, right? Going to wake up in this lifetime. He created the lifetimes to do that, right? And he said, I'm done with playing the games, right? And that's what happens. You get done playing the reindeer games. You are done playing in Lemuria, or you are done playing in ancient Egypt, or you are done being a whatever, some big boxer, or whatever you do, right? Or you've been the world's greatest singer, right? And you've played all these games. Now you are at the spiritual end, which is all there really is anyways, right? And so you are standing in frame, asking your universe then to help you ascend. And you are on that time frame. You chose that when you sat down with your council of elders. You chose to be part of this time frame, this ascension time frame. You chose to come back. You chose to create this. You chose to be part of all of this too, Mr. Floyd's universe, right? You are creating all of this, and you are choosing all of this for yourself. We all came together, right? The question is, did we all come together to decide that, or did we pull each other together? And that's something you have to ask yourself. But nonetheless, you are all here because you are all on the ascension timeline. Otherwise, you would not be here. If you are on the I like big pickup trucks timeline, and I am going to be a pickup truck guy this lifetime, you would not be watching this channel. You would be watching channels about pickup trucks. You'd be driving in your big pickup truck. You'd be cleaning the wheels, and that would be your universe for this lifetime, right? I am the pickup truck guy. You might have jobs about pickup trucks. You might watch shows. But you are doing the ascension timeline. There's lots of different timelines going on here, right? There are lots of people. Maybe somebody is inventing watches, right? For example, I should say watch guy. So maybe your timeline, I'm coming to help people create more time on their universe, right? And so that is your universe. You are hanging out with people who make Omega watches. You are in the Hamilton group, right? The Swatch watch group, right? And maybe you are in Switzerland, or maybe you are talking to people in Myoto, right? From the Seiko company, right? And making watches. And so that is your universe. You are part of the watch universe, right? And so you don't see the ascension. You are not part of that. You are part of making watches. And that is what you chose, but you wanted to be on this timeline, right? But maybe you are making watches in the 18th century, right? So you came back, but you came back to be the original watchmaker, right? So maybe you are working for the Hamilton Corporation and making pocket watches back in the 1800s. It is really your choice. Whatever you are driving, whatever is driving you. For Karma, she is here to ascend, and she is here to play with horses, right? So she took the ascension timeline and has brought horses into her universe as part of that, her ascension. So realize that when you are talking to people out in your universe, right? Are they on the ascension timeline? If they are not, they're going to look at you like you have lost your mind because you chose to ascend. They are not choosing to ascend. Will have another lifetime. They'll come back. And given that choice again, do you want to take the ascension path? No? Okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to go steeplechase? Maybe you do steeplechase in your entire lifetime, right? Maybe that's your deal instead. And then you come back and you get the other. Do you want to ascend? No, I still want to go play around. I want to be a beachcomber this lifetime. There you go. So you go to Earth. Do you want to be in modern Earth or old Earth? Or what timeline, right? There's even more modern. You could go future, right? There is no timelines either. So think about that for a moment. A lot to digest, but maybe, just maybe. But you chose the ascension timeline nonetheless, right? So you are here doing what you are supposed to be doing, or are you not? That is the question you have to ask yourself. If you chose a timeline, then ground into that timeline. And remember, you had the choice. You did not have to choose to be on the ascension timeline, right? And if you notice, it's the ascension timeline because generally speaking, most of us in ascension are generally, not completely, not at all, but generally, in some form or fashion, on the same timeline. In the same general, not completely, but generally, the same path or ascension, right? In the same general energies, right? Not completely, again, but generally, all of us who are ascending, right? So keep all that in mind. And there are those who will never choose to ascend, will just keep coming back to Earth, right? And maybe they'll be a train conductor in the 1800s, right? And that's what they want to do. And then maybe they'll be the world's first, they'll drive in the first Indianapolis 500, right? And they just keep doing these things over and over until they finally give up and realize that the only game left is to become source, right? That is the only game that really is to become source love in your universe and to step into being the source that you are. We are Archangel Raphael, very little, and Saint Germain, and we have channeled. If you are here on the Ascension timeline, then you have played a lot in Earth. You have played all the games. You have done maybe you raced in the Tour de France, and maybe you did not, but nonetheless, you've been all of this, hundreds of thousands of lifetimes. You've played this game, and now you are like, I have nothing left. You become the Ascension so that you become the source, right? And that is really what it is all about to begin with. But you have to decide to do that. Once you do, then Source, of course, realizes that God is walking on Earth. Wait a minute, right? Source and you are merged as one, right? Which you are anyways, but you don't realize it. If you are playing the game where maybe you are a baseball player, right? And you want to always be, so you come back to Earth to be a professional baseball player, right? And so you are playing that game and you are not realizing that you are Source. So you're not even seeing it. You are just in the game of playing baseball. Eventually, though, at some point, all those games end and you have to come back to be Source, right? That's what it's really all about. It's like the hokey pokey, right? There you go. So, releasing transmission. All right. Ugh, energy. I can't click either. Don't feel bad. What are we clicking on? I'm on a phone too. How do I right click? What are we right clicking, guys? What are we trying to do here? But yeah, so from your end, what universe are you in? Where are you standing? And can you see the universe that you chose to bring yourself into is the question here. I cheated and used another device. There we go. All right, so we're gonna quickly kind of wrap this up. It's 59 minutes. Trying to allow. Oh, okay. Follow a link. I got you. All right. So let's work with the amethyst real quick. Your permission. We're gonna close out afterwards. We're just gonna do a couple minutes here for grounding, and we'll close out with a quick prayer, circle, hug, group hug. There we go. I don't know how to right. I don't think you can right click on a phone, to be honest with you, because the screen doesn't differentiate. So, um, generally on Android, they three dots will take care of they fixed the right click by three dots or long press. Long press would be like the right click, so to speak, on an Android phone. I can't speak for Apple. Can you guys believe I have never physically held an Apple phone? I've never used an Apple product at all. Not once. Not twice. Except that, I mean, I use the iPad at work. I'll give it that. But it's the Shopify app. But I've never otherwise used an Apple product. So I don't know. Here's another link there, though. All right, so let's work with the amethyst real quick, and we will get things moving here. And close this out. So your permission to be here is your permission. And of course, we will close this out as well. So amethyst, put whatever you want to center into it, whatever you want to ground in your universe. For me, it's about getting some stability going here into the amethyst. And of course, I'm grounding in that I can send Chloe the form tomorrow, so by Monday she has all of her money in a bank. So if you guys want to help clear that out, that would be blessed. I'm going to send another link to Arwin Steiger and a few others who have been gracious to post it in their chats and whatnot. Pin it. Actually, Arwin Steiger pinned it to his channel. But yeah, it's time to clear that off the deck for Chloe and let her universe get moving forward. But keep in mind, guys, when you're sitting here thinking about your universe, you chose the ascension path. You have to sit down with the council of elders. It's required. I can see mine, like a boardroom, just the thumbs up and thumbs down. They're giving me thumbs up for this, for doing the show. But yeah, you created the ascension path. I want to ascend. I want to get out of the loops, right? Whatever the loops are in your universe, right? I want to get out of the games. And so you choose to ascend, right? So you start to see it all as the games. That's why you hear, I mean, theoretically, how many people could have past lives in Egypt? Let's be honest. There's how many people were there? A couple million? Couple? I mean, the population of the earth was rather small comparatively back then. So the only way all of these people, can have past lives in Egypt or feel like they've been to Egypt, they've played that game. It's always going on. It's like it's like going into the old West town at the amusement park. It's always there. The old West is always alive and kicking in the amusement park, right? It's always alive and kicking on this toroidal field. You have to choose to immerse yourself within it when you pass and come back, right? When you go into the ether and come back, then you go into that. It's like going into Westworld, right? Remember movie Westworld or the TV show Westworld? Everyone Western World, um, or that one movie where they all go to Tell us. Remember, and you could visit different worlds. That's why this is more of a game, and I'm beginning to see that. And so, if I'm on the ascension timeline, then that's what the game I'm choosing, right? A lot of people aren't playing a specific game anymore. They're just trying to, the marriage game, maybe. A lot of people on this planet are doing that, right? All right, let's close this out. You should feel this in your root and sacral chakras that balance you out today. And anything that you want to throw into it, take a minute, stare at this for a sec, and then throw whatever you want into the amethyst itself. Horses, they started email, hey there are so many spelling errors, it's ridiculous. Yes, if you get a professional email that is totally misspelled, or any email, the new version of Westworld is quite something. Yeah, I haven't watched it, but it's that kind of idea. Like, all right, I want to be in the Wild West, so I'm gonna reincarnate and go be. And you wake up and you're being given birth, and you're sitting in the wild. Your mom's giving birth to you in the Wild West, right? That's what you choose, if that's what you choose. Lord B, I used to watch a few scramblers online, fun stuff. Had got to the point where I didn't like the vibe. What is a scram baiters? What's scam baiters? There we go. Scam baiters online. Heck, I even made a fan video. Was into it. I like that purple is in 3 bands. All right, we're gonna close this out. Seal this. So if you're ever in an energetic where they don't close it out and seal it with your intentions, guys. I'm sealing it with mine. And my intention is love and stability, right? Again, this is all a game. And your energetics equals how the game is played. And I know I can tend to be karmic against myself at times. And so I know that. All right, we are sealed up. So whatever you're looking to find in balance today, remember the amethyst, always ground. And remember, the easiest thing you can do if you're in lack, right, or you need money, and you're not seeing it in your whatever it is in your universe, first thing to ask for is not the money or whatever you're lacking, because you're going to be in panic and need it or want it. Ask for peace, ask for calm, and ask for clarity. Watch what happens. I don't ask for specifics. I mean, my universe knows what I need and want, and in that aspect, yes. But calm and clarity are the first things. And when I start slipping out in any form or fashion, it's calm and clarity at its best. Nothing else. All right, guys, let's close this out, and we will get the Mars cards posted as well. And I still need to go to Boulder, like we tried, and get the Micro Isis deck, so that we'll make the cards short, so that my time frames generally are about the same, and that helps the algorithm. And again, like I said, once you get close to 1,000 there, right now they're playing the dance. We've danced around 827, 825 for a month, give or take. But yeah, so about a month we've been at 825, went to 828, 827, 825, 826, 825. So we're doing the dance. Favor to YouTube there, and anybody who has a channel there. Yeah, it's what it is. So favor, we'll get past the dance here, and get over 1,000, or at least they'll allow us to. Favor, right? Because it's up to YouTube. But we'll put out good energetics. All right, let's close this out, and we'll do a Josh hug here, and energetics, just like we did there with the amethyst, works through the internet, and in some cases better because the auric fields aren't mixing together as much. Truth wave energy meditation, you gain he's blown up. So Victor, on the other hand, has gone from like 200, like 400 and sub. Boom. Favor, which is great. Blessings to Victor there on that. And of course today at 11:30, 1:30 your time, East time, East Coast time 1:30, my time 11:30, Scotty's time 10:30. I will be on the round table. So there we go. So I will be on the round table with Victor, Darren, Eric, and myself. I don't know if Eric's there. And myself, I think he is. And so yeah, so let's close this out. And of course, Krista in 15 minutes. And I think Christy, conversations with Christy, she's live today. I don't know if she's doing, I think she's going live at 1:30, which would be East Coast time, or 1:30, which would be 11:30, 1:30 East Coast time. So same time as Victor. Yeah, there's a lot of lives that are starting to happen up, and that's great. And I'm grateful to original be part of that catalyst energy, and it's amazing to watch all that. But yeah, now we're getting. I think Christy's on the same time as Victor is, so we're starting to overlap. There you go. David Seaman just went live. I haven't watched him in forever, but I still subscribe to Big Tim. So if you want to watch David Seaman, he just went live too. So my notification, my do not disturb just went off. So there we go. But yeah, David Seaman was off the end. He left like when Trump got elected the first time. Back when I used to watch politics. I got to go through and clear off a lot of those political channels. I like David Seaman, although I mean occasionally, if you leave a few of them on there, you get the good headlines at least, right? But all right, so let's close this out. No, Christy is off on Thursday. Okay, so Christy is off. I don't know if Teresa Wounds to Wisdom will be live this afternoon. You can check her channel out as well. Big squishies to Chloe there. And please do consider, thank you who have, Care Bear, thank you for stating that you donated today. The link for the donation is in my channel. Just scroll down a couple of pages past the palm reading cards there, and you will see the link for Chloe's GoFundMe. We got to be like $70-$80 now, so we're close, guys. If I had it, I'd just throw it in there. And technically I do have it. We all have it, but at the moment I got to go get gas and such. You know what I mean? But all right, guys. So let's close this out. So appreciate you. I get my headlines from X. There you go. Yeah, I get my headlines. There's like a couple of YouTubers that I haven't unsubscribed from. If you want a good guy to get headlines from and just, I'm not saying to watch any of this stuff, but Dave Hodges is a good guy. He stopped the Pan-Mexican Highway, the highway that was going to go from Mexico all the way to Canada. Remember that one? The 6-lane UN highway. It was going to go right through his living room, and he physically organized the stop of the entire. He stopped the United States. Dave Hodges actually stopped the Amero, the United States. The North American Union when he cut down the highway, and they found it illegal, that they were going to drive through his house and not take any money from give him any money for his home. That the UN was taking his home an eminent domain, and literally they gave him 48 hours. Well, we're taking your home. You have to leave, and have a nice day. And so he sued, and 6 years later, many death threats, people setting his house on fire, and other things. He actually won, and so he stopped the North American Union, which is basically when they put the road down, then they would have the union would have occurred, right, between Mexico and Canada. There would have been a private road too that you could not go on, and so yeah, he stopped all that, and then because they were going to do that in combination with the Amero. The Amero is the American United States, the Canadian dollar, the American dollar, and the Mexican dollar merged in the one currency, right? The Amero. And the North American Union, right? So he stopped all that. So if you want to watch somebody, there's some crazy. You have no idea some of the people you are watching on YouTube and what they've done, what they do, and what they have, their past, what they've written. A lot of the people you watch on YouTube are way bigger than what you think. And so this guy went from being a high school basketball coach and a college football and a high school football coach to right teaching civics to stopping the North American Union. Now he has his own channel. So if you want to watch somebody like that. At least they're who they are, right? They put their foot in the energy that and he's not giving you negative news. Matter of fact, I just watched a thing about the Fukushima from him and how that may be causing the wobble on planet Earth, but we don't need to go there because yeah, we've ruined the atmosphere. We've irradiated the ionosphere, right? But that's another deal. We don't need to go into that. But yeah, so if you want to check people out, check somebody like that out. You'd be surprised how many of your YouTubers that you watch have done crazy stuff like that in some form or fashion, or have stopped crazy stuff. So yeah, exactly. All right, so let's close this out. And if you want to subscribe to Dave Hodges, there, I never thought I'd bring him up, but only because when we talk about these things and YouTubers and what people are doing, there's some crazy, amazing stuff that a lot of your channel, people you watch on your channels, and some myself, I'm the example of waking up from a narcissistic mother and doing so with zero human intervention, with nobody around me, no human intervention, nobody. So that's my example. But no, I did not stop the North American Union like Dave Hodges did, which is fire. So yeah, when you watching YouTube there, we have no idea. You have no idea what Victor did before Victor is doing Truthwave, right? Keep that all in mind. We have no idea. When you're reading a post from Millie, you have no idea what her past life, and she's doing a post now, but what did she do before? It could have been crazy, right? She could have been CEO for all we know. We don't know any of these things, so keep all that in mind. Me, no, I was a guy customer service guy from Humana who, yeah, just couldn't take it anymore. Chloe's channel. So yeah, subscribe to Chloe's channel. Victor, love that you're saying also candles are different, but the flame's the same. Real people do lots of amazing stuff. NPCs. Most of us are real. Most of our parents and family are NPCs. There's I'm figuring out, and she kind of went over to the like somewhat 70-80% of NPCs. They're real. I mean, they're real people, but they're not. Program background people is what, right? Like, you ever notice you pull into this is one she said, you pull into your house, right? And the neighbor is offloading groceries, and then they go and see, you never see him. You never, but except like just enough to know that, but then you look at the house and it looks empty. Yeah, that's what, right? All right. That's some food for thought for today. All right. I'm tired of being an NPC. You're not. If you're here, anybody who is in this chat is not in NPC mode. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts. An NPC would look at this and go, he's nuts. You don't vibe. My dad is an NPC. Flat out. Only thing he cares about is if I'm working and how my universe of work is. All he cares about. My dad flat out who told me once. He said, "Yeah, everybody holds a vibrational frequency, and based on your vibrational frequency is the universe, the world that you see out of your eyes, right?" And he said, "I'm not going to cuss, mind you, but you're effing nuts. Nobody vibrates. You have no clue what you're talking about, and if you tell that to people, they might put you in a straitjacket. Be careful." That's what my father said. So it's crazy. So, right. So, everybody's where they're at. And most of us who have chosen the ascension path, right? Again, you choose the game that you're going to play on Earth. So, if you've chosen the ascension game, right? And you choose that, then you're going to be dealt, you have to deal with NPCs. You're the awake one, everybody else is going to be fake. You're the one who has to wait a minute. This is all you wake up. If you chose to be an Indian or something, then Native American, then you'd be sitting there on the ground back in the 15, 16, 1700s with a bunch of real people sitting around you all the time. But in this case, if you said, I want to be the ascension path, then you go on the fake earth. It's what it is. Most of them are fake. Most of this is fake. Most of it, because you have to wake up to see it, right? And so it's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, crap. This is all, oh, whoa, where did I end up? Sadly, or positively, it's however you are. Because if you were in the world with real people and all that, it'd be right. You have to see through it to ascend, and so, and we're all set up in our own best way, which is even crazier for our ascension. But however, whatever situation you're in. All right, enough of me rambling here. We've gone an hour and 15 minutes. We could go on. But let's close this out here. We'll put left arm up on shoulder to person to your left, right arm up, shoulder to your person to your right. We're going to send energy in a circle around. You're going to feel it whip through your heart chakra and whip it around. I did not even use the mic today, which is fine, actually. We'll see it whip around. It'll come around right through your heart. All right, so let's close this out, guys. All right, so we send that energy up, and as we spin it up like a reverse tornado, we send it up like into our diamond cap node, right? We send that all the way up into the greater source field where we are a reverse tornado. We're sending energy up into the source field as we go through this. So we are sending our love further up. We get at least 2 hours because I forget about time. All right, so let's go ahead and so for each and every one of us here today, we see each other in love. We see each other in peace. We see each other in our highest loving, living light. For those out there in the universe, we see everybody else in their highest loving, living light, and we see them with compassionate eyes. We see everybody as they are. And as Mel Robbins would say, we let them live their universe today. We do not judge anybody today, and we do not knock the stool leg out from underneath anybody. We do not diss anybody's universe today. We see everybody as where they are, as where they're supposed to be in their universe of love. And we help as best we can, right? All right, we see the world, right? Those without four walls, with four walls. We see those out there in the universe who have no food in their fridges or cabinets or no four walls to even have food. We see them with four walls, with cabinets, and with food in their fridge, right? We see everybody with access to ready food. We see everybody with access to fresh water on this planet. There's no reason why anybody should be hauling water, full of plastic, of course, from the Ganges River, have to boil it, and then sit down and wait for it to cool before they can have a glass of water on this planet, when most of us here, at least, are able to go to the sink and drink, right? We see all of those out there who cannot find a hug. Everybody on this planet should have the right to a hug, right? The right to love. And so those who do not have love in their universe but are looking for it and keep getting rebuffed in every way possible, we send them the hug that they cannot find themselves. And we see our governments of the world apologizing for the lies that they have bestowed upon their citizens, for the grifting and the grafting that they have done to their citizens, and for sending their citizens into situations that would have them killed for no reason other than to make more money, right? And that's really generally what it's all about. I would hope it'd be the hokey pokey, but I guess not. So we see the governments of the world apologizing to those said citizens and, of course, compensating them. We see the armies of the world placing their weapons down, walking over to those they would have shot without even knowing their names, and getting to know those people as human beings, as mirrors of themselves. Of course, and we see all the political leaders of the world deciding instead to enter into a karate tournament to beat each other to smithereens to figure out their political differences instead. And of course, if it's a karate tournament, then generally Putin would win as a 10th degree judo black belt, but nonetheless, probably one of the highest black belts on the planet. But nonetheless, we see all of us here with love, peace, and health. We see Rick with the highest health possible with perfect markers. We see Suzette getting in the car and driving away, right? And having 4 days of respite. And of course, her mother not unplugging the fridge or turning off the heat. And we see Lindsay in her amazing universe with a brand new home with fresh fruits and vegetables as well. And we see Henny running a marathon, right? And living in her new palatial estate as well. And anybody out there looking for change in your universe, ground into that change, we see it happening for you. Anybody looking for stability, we find that. Anybody needing abundance, we see that. We see everything that you are working for in your universe coming to fruition today. Well, coming to fruition, maybe not today, but coming to fruition when it's meant to, right? And those of you who are out there who don't know what you're looking for, we see purpose and peace coming into your universe as well. May peace ground you today. May love find you today. May abundance be your guide. Remember, everything you do today, everything you think will bring that or not bring that into your universe. And with that, we say hallelujah. So it be. All right, guys. Thanks for sticking around for that. I'll get these guys posted up. If anybody wants to help finish off Chloe's GoFundMe, we can get her going, and she can start her universe next week. Financially, that would be, we would be blessed, but we will get that. Chloe, let me know when you want to do another live. Either not this Saturday, but maybe next Saturday. We can do another unboxing as well. And yeah, coffee bag splash. All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Remember, everything you do or don't do helps create your loving, living universe. So if you're still feeling darkness in your universe and you've chosen the ascension path, then let go of the darkness. Release it to your highest self. Step through it. See it for what it is. And step into your loving, living universe. As you release the darkness to your highest self, you don't have to cry it out every day. Your cells spread out. You bring more light into your body. You vibrate faster. And you step into the light body out of the dark. Tense drama body. And you step into the central sun. You connect with the sun and the central sun. And your universe takes off. All right, guys. I love you. Stay awesome because you are. Join Krista at the top of the hour here, and I will see you all in the next. Stay awesome, guys. I love you. What are you funding, Chloe? We're funding Chloe, just real quick. Dee, we're funding Chloe. She's setting up chloescrystals.com. She bought a URL a while ago, and didn't know what to do with it. And kind of like me, I have two URLs. And so the best way to help my universe is to help Chloe's, right? And Chloe's amazing. So we're helping Chloe to create chloescrystals.com, which is her website where she's going to be selling crystals and being amazing. And so if you want to help with that, it's pinned in the community tab there. We have Chloe on. Generally, we've had Chloe on every other weekend for a while to sell crystals as well. She's just an amazing soul, and I wanted to help. And I saw an opportunity with this channel to see if we can. Once we got somebody to help her build the website, then it was just a matter of paying for the web hosting and the LLC because we have to make it legal, right? So that's why we're doing what we're doing there. Is to we help each other, we lift each other up. We're a family, and that's what it's all really about. So Chloe's on my show all the time. She didn't, and that would be something that would be Chloe's energy to be humble about it, to not really say as much. She may here and there, but I haven't even seen her say much. But so yeah, so please do consider, and you know, from my end, it's about helping others. This is all about helping others, and to be able to, you know, to see Chloe's universe take off and to see her step into a dharma, right, into a life where she can pay for her universe and sell crystals and have a business, right. Well, I don't think from my end. There's no better helping with that. I'm good. I'm grateful. Helping all you guys. I mean, it's what we do here. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully that answered your Scotty boy. Love you. We were just talking about. We're about to head out here, but we were just talking about Chloe. Somebody asked why we're donating to Chloe, and just explaining that we love Chloe and that we're all here to help each other, and yeah, it's about lifting each other up. So. All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Thank you, D. There, and I've seen you around before, so here we'll do this. All right, so you have a ranch, D Oceans, as well, part of the family, because we all are. Nobody's excluded. If you're trying to ascend, and we're all anybody trying to ascend, we're all family. We all decided on the ascension timeline, and we took the hardest timeline. So all of you guys out there, you all took the hardest possible timeline. It's easy. The Rockstar timeline, that's easy. I mean, compared to what we have to deal with. The normal 9 to 5 middle management, wife and kids, and have a nice and go to church. That's an easy timeline if you want it. We took the hardest timeline possible, and so for that, guys, cheers. All right, I love you all. I'm gonna overrun Christy here in a minute. I will see you all in the next. Stay awesome, because you are.